Here we are.
Happy Thursday.
Well, Jen says Happy Friday Eve.
Happy Friday Eve.
I hope everyone can hear me. I know they can see us. I don't know if they can hear anything, though.
Are you sure?
That they can see us?
Yeah.
Well, I can see us. I see you.
Yeah. It has been a long...
Hey, that's how I can get color in my face.
Yeah.
I can...
It's just lighting?
No, I can laugh and make my head get red.
Yeah.
You know what I used to do when I was little?
What?
Go.
Really? You're going to do this? You yell at Noah for doing that.
Look what I can do. I can turn into a tomato.
Okay. So, yeah, happy Thursday or happy Friday Eve. Looking forward to the weekend.
I'm James.
And I am Emily.
We show you our actual weight loss journey with the keto lifestyle.
And make sure you go check us out on Instagram and Facebook. But most importantly, don't forget to get ready.
Set.
Keto.
All right. Oh, I lost my color again. Like Jamie says talent. That is talent.
Yeah.
But you can't do that. Let's see.
I'm not even going to try.
Oh, come on.
No. That's not something I've ever. Yeah, I know.
There's a difference. I think when Noah used to do it, I think he was borderline stroke.
All right. Still surprises me.
John adopted a kitten.
Oh.
You know what? It'll just be random
tonight.
Tonight's random.
Random night?
Random night.
Okay. So it is Thursday. I actually got to go and work early today, and I got off work a little bit earlier than I have been in a very long time.
And then we went and had dinner.
We did. We went to our favorite go-to place, which is Frisch's Big Boy, because we can get a burger, no bun, and salad. So, and we hadn't had a salad in like 3 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
And you guys know we like our salad. So.
Love our salad. We love it. And yeah, anyway.
I wasn't done though. And
okay,
we also
I'm so sorry.
We also have beef jerky on the smoker right now.
We do.
Yeah.
And I got just a basic, it was $37. I bought it on Amazon. It is just a jerky gun.
Yeah.
You literally season your ground beef and whatever. And I think it works best if you let it set overnight. Mm-hmm. That way the flavor gets in. Just like I would with like if I was making steak and going to chop that up.
Yeah.
Look. Harry's here.
Harry, Larry. No, Barry, we love you.
And yeah, you just put it in. It's like a caulk gun, but it's stainless steel. So it just squirts it right out. And it's actually pretty neat. It's everything you think it would be.
It's very cool. So here's a backstory. Last weekend was the Indianapolis Hoosier meetup or Friendsgiving. And Danny Beach was there and he brought beef jerky and it was amazing. And I loved it. Come to find out it was ground beef jerky. I'm like, what? I was like, there's no way. How do you make ground beef into jerky? So he told us just get a jerky gun online on Amazon and looked at James and said, order it now.
So I did.
And so we did and came in Monday, made our first batch on Tuesday, and it was delicious. So thank you again, Danny.
Never going to turn down an opportunity to get a new gun.
Yeah. So if you're interested, it's already worth the $37.
Jamila says, come to the critter dinner next Saturday.
I was telling James, I said, did you see that? I said, it's some kind of a meetup. And yeah, I want to go. And James needs to check into it.
I do. Shauna says, random, did you know you could get a fraud charge on a debit card that hasn't even gotten mailed to you yet?
What? How?
I did not.
No.
She says, last week was a nightmare. Sounds like it.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Shauna.
Deb says we went to Frisch's without her.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
Lady Fritzator says, where's the link for the jerky gun? You know what? I will find out I will put it on there, but it won't be on until after this because I have to do it.
But that was needed to have that in our house moment. And
think of a caulk gun that's like all stainless
steel,
like food grade. It's easy to clean.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to use. You just put the hamburger in and pack it down, and then it squishes out, and there's like 5 or 6 different tips, and it comes with all the brushes to clean, which easy.
Yeah.
You looked at me like you were in love just now.
Because it was one of those things where I'm like, order this right now, and he did.
It's the jerky. It's not me.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's the jerky. It needs to be brighter in here. Why is it so dark? There.
Now it's really bright.
I know. I still have a farmer tan. What's up with that? All right.
Wow. Wow.
Swilson's here.
Swilson, hello.
All right. And Jamie says, talking to Friday, Annie. First thing they did when they moved to Ecuador was lose debit card. A $200 expense.
Wow.
That sounds awful.
Wow. It does.
Lady Fritzair says, I just saw 2 Crazy Ketos do a meat chip by slicing a frozen pound tube of ground beef. That sounds interesting.
It does.
A frozen tube.
Yeah.
All right. Hookah says light is fine.
It was fine.
I know. You know what? I just don't like it's me. It's not you, it's me. I just like bright. I was raised. All right, little backstory. My mom always kept the blinds shut just in case, because I grew up in the era when like people would actually come out and come to the house. And like I remember like the insurance guy would even come knock on the door to collect payment. Like we always had to have the door had to be shut, the windows had to be shut, the curtains down. We couldn't possibly have someone look in the living room. So I was raised in darkness, and ever since then I've just went to the light. Anyway, that's
okay. So I wanted to share about the jerky. Wanted to share about the jerky because it's so good and it's so easy and simple. Another thing, and this is probably already a thing, but today at work I was making scrambled eggs in the microwave, and I literally just keep some eggs in the refrigerator and use a styrofoam cup. And every time I make them, they're super dry. But today I had cottage cheese in the refrigerator. So I put I would say a tablespoon of cottage cheese with my eggs and mixed them to make scrambled eggs and then microwave them. And it made them not dried out. And it was so good. So I wanted to share that too.
Shauna says, jerky gun. Would that work for Emily's noodle recipe, but into hot water instead of a cookie sheet? I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know.
That's an interesting idea, though.
Would that make egg drop soup?
It could.
You just have to, instead of water, you would just put it into broth.
Yeah. But egg drop soup would be good with it.
Lynn likes your hair.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you.
And Alan's here.
Alan, hi.
Hookah says, do you guys have an Amazon store? The only thing we have is the Amazon links that we put down below. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, we're not tech savvy.
I don't know how to do that. I guess learning how to do it would really I'd have to devote some time to it.
These seats are hard.
Lynette says, how many of the community members here are getting their first snow of the season? It was still in the 80s in Houston.
No, we've had pretty good weather, I feel like, this week. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, it's been decent.
No snow.
Cindy says, hi, Emily and James.
Cindy, hi.
Joyce says, I see how you are. You skip mine and go straight to Larry's. Hope you're having a good day.
Joyce,
actually, you know what? I must have missed yours. I try to stay relevant, so sometimes I do have to skip like a page of them. I'm very, very sorry.
We do love you though, Joyce.
But yeah, definitely wanted to tell Terry hi. Semi-retired Bob is here. Wilson says, keep mom in your prayer, please. Had to take her to the ER and still don't have answers. She swelled up and blood pressure was 225 over 115. Definitely will do that.
I'm sorry, Wilson.
Hey, Alan.
Prayers for you.
Yes. Yeah. Alan is breaking in new Hokas.
That's exciting.
Well, let me tell you, my Hokas have never needed broken in. And I got a new pair of Hokas about a month ago, and my old ones that I got over a year ago still feel just as good as the new ones.
Do you know, and this is a Dawn question.
I didn't know that.
Okay. Dawn had asked me, and I don't know the answer, but does Hoka typically have a sale, any kind of a sale for Black Friday that you know of?
I don't know.
Okay. If anybody knows, I know Dawn was inquiring.
I don't know. I know that like in the stores, they have sales based on like colors because one thing about Hokas is that they're very colorful. Yeah. And there's certain shoes that if you want the shoes, like you can either pay $165 for like a pair of black and white Hokas that you could wear everywhere, or sometimes you can get them for $120, but they might look like Big Bird shoes.
I think mine were about 120 and mine are black and white. And
it just depends on what style you get too, because you can get the running shoes or whatever, like, but if you get like the Bondies, which are the most, like for the most messed up feet like mine, them are like 165. So all this depends on what you want.
I'm sure you're going to like them though, Alan. For sure. For sure. For sure.
Jamie says in Ecuador, it's 84 degrees every day.
Every day. That's perfect.
I know. Every day of the year.
That's perfect weather.
Ed says you should come to the critter dinner. Meat galore, plus I'm preaching. How much better could it get?
Ed, is it on a Saturday? Is it next Saturday? Is that what you said?
Next Saturday.
Jamila, is it Saturday?
Next Saturday. We might try to go there.
I'm going to have to message you because I think we might try. James was concerned it might be on Sunday, and Sunday we like to go to our church.
Stony Browning's here, says hello, everyone.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Bob says, I'm having a very good hair day. Very shiny. Said I'm having a good hair day.
It's shiny.
Hookah says we need to chat. Amazon store. It's not hard. Well, like I said, I got the link, so maybe I'm getting there. I don't know. Yes, we do need to chat because I don't know how to do that.
We need to chat anyway. It's been a hot minute.
Bob, where are you at? Bob says 71 today, 42 tomorrow, snow in the forecast Saturday.
No snow.
Carrie says, James and Emily, did you see my jokes and comments? If I you know what? It was probably next to Joyce's comment.
That you skipped. That he skipped.
I'm sorry. With his fault. I'm so sorry.
John Guggenheim is here. John, I hope you're doing much, much, much better. Much better.
Shauna said had to change the batteries in the thermostat and actually turn on our heater early this morning.
Wow, in California.
Wow, yes, exactly.
It's crazy, Shauna.
And Candace says haven't had frost yet in southern New York. And we have not had frost yet in southern Ohio. No frost yet, but I heard like Tuesday it's supposed to frost.
Yeah, I heard it's supposed to be rough next week.
That'll be the end of the leaves.
Yeah.
The leaves will all fall, and then I get to mow them.
He loves that. He absolutely loves mowing.
I do love mowing. I should be a mower. Instead, I'm just a plumber. I could be a mower.
Barry said, was asking what Hokas, you're not stupid. We thought we were stupid a little over a year ago when we learned about Hokas at
Hokas.
Yeah. What is that smell?
Oh, hush. I've been wondering that since you sat down.
But we learned about them at the Keto Palooza in 2022.
Yes, we did.
And we actually stopped and bought some on the way home from Keto Palooza. because we had to have them.
Yeah, because we were the only ones who didn't have them on.
It's FOMO.
And you know what? They were worth every penny of it. You know, when we first got these, they actually they were such the best shoe I've ever worn in my life that I actually wanted to do a review of them, and we just never did.
Yeah. We've kind of been slacking in that department.
We still need to do a review on our smoker. We still need to, yeah.
We'll get there. One day at a time.
Brian Doyle says, good evening.
Hi, Brian.
Ed says, yes, Saturday the 4th.
There we go. That's next weekend, not this weekend.
Next weekend.
We shouldn't.
Yes.
We have a brisket in our refrigerator for this weekend. Ed?
Carrie says, I was passing by a place that had quarter horses. All I saw were dimes. Jamie says, this is called YouTube. Ever heard of it? Has videos on Amazon store. I'm so sorry. But you know what?
I'm giggling because I don't do any of the technical stuff. Like when we were setting up for this alone, I brought the camera in here and I guess I had it backwards. And James obviously said, he didn't marry me for my brains, apparently, I guess, or something like that.
She brings this camera in and it's even facing the other way. And she's like, is that right? And I'm like, no, it's not right. It's not even looking at us.
So, yeah.
635 days, no coffee or caffeine.
That is so awesome. I couldn't.
You know, I don't
want to.
My number is not as impressive.
Yeah.
But I have been like nicotine free for 6 months.
Yeah. That has been 6 months now.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome too.
So there's that, you know.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me, Carrie.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's
High five.
High five.
And that's for you too, Carrie.
High five for Carrie.
Yeah.
Good job, Carrie. Nancy says hi.
Hello, Nancy.
Lynn says we had frost in western Pennsylvania yesterday. I know it's coming.
We're not ready for it.
Jackie says we missed her comments too. You know what? Okay, everyone just re-comment. And while you're at it, hit the like button.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, don't like, what do you call it? Don't miss whatever. So this is hookah. Not hookah. Don't get her mistaken with hookahs. This is hookah.
Yeah. I feel like my face is probably red right now.
You got to hold your breath and push.
Yes. See? Congratulations.
Yeah, no smoking for 6 months. Well done. Joyce says, see, James, you are techie. And Cindy said, that's awesome. You know what? One of the hardest things to do.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
Yeah.
That was like next to supporting kids for 18 years. Shauna's been caffeine free since 11:35. She's doing better than we are.
You know, we're talking about these time zones, and James was ended up with like a 2-hour eating window today because he's been working really hard to try to get back to OMAD. Yes. Is it 2 hours?
Yes, my window is a 2-hour window today.
Yeah, and mine was a tight 10-hour window.
So and the reason it was 2 is because I stopped at the grocery on the way home before we went out to eat, and I ate some pork rinds on the way home.
Yeah.
But you know, I really like OMAD, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it's fine, like after like the 3rd or 4th or 5th day, after you get rolling, you can just truck with it.
Yeah.
But
that push of
it's hard.
Starting,
it's hard.
Back into it.
So we fast 1 full day every week.
Mm-hmm. And that's not hard.
No. The problem is it's hard to get back into OMAD. Like I can do OMAD the day before.
Yeah.
Because after having any, you haven't had any food, like we won't have any food tomorrow all day.
Yeah.
Well, then Saturday morning, it's hard to say that we're going to OMAD because when you wake up Saturday morning, kind of want to eat.
You kind of want like
everything.
Yeah.
You want all the stuff.
Yeah, it's hard.
And it's hard just to have something. But like last week, it really wasn't because we went to the keto, the indie thing, which I say that's OMAD, right? And that was OMAD, except it was really more like 3MAD because there was so much food.
Yeah. See, we were having this discussion earlier about OMAD because he's been trying really hard to get back to it. And I feel like I don't want to do OMAD simply because I know there's a lot of you who feel the same way. It's really hard to get enough calories and eat enough in one meal. And it's just hard. It's hard.
Carrie's also 15 years, no alcohol as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Barry says they don't miss the frost since leaving Iowa. Florida is wonderful.
I'm sure it is.
Carrie says we're funny. Hoka says I'm a shoe. Oh. Or hookah. I'm sorry, it's hookah. I mistaked her for a shoe. It's a hookah. And Jackie says when you push like that, that's for pushing babies out. Lord, don't do that. No, no more babies. Don't push.
No.
Suck in.
The little squish is starting to coo and make like talk, and it's so adorable.
Joyce has been coffee-free for 56 days.
That's awesome. I just got a barista blend of collagen MCT from Perfect Keto and ended up going back and ordering 2 more bags because it was on sale. I think it's still on sale, actually.
Nola bars were on sale, too.
Yeah.
They were like $4 a box, weren't they? Are they still on sale? Or is it over?
I think that I thought it was supposed to be over, but it's still on sale. And the barista blend MCT collagen, delicious, very good. And I think that's still on sale for like $15.99, and it's normally $39.99. We don't have a link or anything, but Keto Simple 20 will save you 20% if you want to use his code if you want anything from Perfect Keto. So, and I told Dustin, I'm like, I'm a terrible salesman.
I can't believe Dustin would rather be at Disney than watching our live.
Right.
Dustin would rather be at Disney than watching us.
Can you believe it?
No. Where do I see him?
Yeah. So if you were ever thinking about the barista blends, the maple spice is delicious.
You know what bothers me about Dustin?
What?
His hair is awful. Mark says, Frost in Milford, Ohio last week.
Hi, Mark. I hope you're not mad at me still.
Hanya's here. She said hi.
Hanya, hi.
I hope I said that right.
Hanya?
Hanya.
Yeah. It's a beautiful name.
And Alan is
not a fan of OMAD.
Yes, he don't like OMAD either.
I don't know. Like, we've done different challenges and done OMAD and different things, and I feel like I'm just at a point where I want to eat when I'm hungry, and if it ends up going south for me, then I might change it to OMAD.
You know what? I'm going on a challenge.
Are you?
I am. I'm going on a challenge, and it starts.
You're on your own.
It starts now.
What's that?
OMAD.
Are you going to stick with that?
OMAD until
Christmas.
Thanksgiving. You're not trying to screw me up like that. OMAD until Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And then until Christmas.
Maybe.
No, maybe. OMAD until Christmas.
That's what you're going to do?
Except for Thanksgiving. How's that? Deal?
For you to do it? Absolutely.
Thank you. You're welcome. A good help.
I will be a good support system.
You're on it too. You just shook. Jackie says if Noah's ever missing, I've stolen him for Pokemon. Look, Brenda's here. Hi, Brenda.
Hi, Brenda. Hanya said, yes, you did.
I knew I did.
Isn't it beautiful?
I knew I did. Hanya, they are OMAD fans.
Yeah. Well, James now on board with you.
Hopefully, D says, hopefully I can get my car's defroster heater fixed soon. A rodent chewed the wires.
You haven't heard this story.
There's a story about this?
I am so sorry that happened. My cousin
chewed the wires?
No, my cousin he had to come pick up something from me, not from me, but from my work.
And he chewed your wires?
He's like, I'll see you in a little bit. He texted me and said, I'll see you in a little bit. I'll get ready to head that way. And then a little bit later, he texted me back and said, actually, I can't come. A squirrel built a nest under his hood in his truck.
Yeah.
It completely destroyed all the wiring in his truck.
Really?
Yeah. And so he had his son come pick it up.
How long had it been since he drove this truck?
I don't know. But so his son came and picked it up, and I'm like, how bad was it? And he's like, I took a picture, and it was a literal like squirrel nest under his hood, and all the wires were just like, yeah. And there was it was so sad though in the picture because it was tiny baby squirrels, like,
yeah.
Yeah. I've never heard of that before though.
Well,
yeah, they had built a whole nest
out of the wires.
In the wiring. Yeah, it was crazy. Couldn't believe it, but I saw a picture, so I believed it.
So would you rather lose your debit card or have a nest built out of your wiring?
Well, I mean, the nest and the wiring in his truck, he has to get all new complete wiring in his truck.
That sounds so expensive.
Yeah.
I don't think that's covered under warranty.
No, I don't think so. But it was crazy. I had never heard that before.
Hanya said, I'm guessing OMAD truly helped with food addiction.
Yeah.
Brenda says OMAD and Keto Chow. And then
I've been wanting.
Shauna, yeah. Have you tried the porky and good stuffing recipe?
I have not.
I'm glad I don't like stuffing.
Noah loves stuffing, and I think he's the only one in our house who does.
Noah loves everything. He really does.
But
Austin loves stuffing.
Yeah, he does. Actually, I think last Thanksgiving he actually brought home like instant stuffing mix just so I would make it for him because he said that was his favorite.
So Joyce says, so will you still fast one day?
That's a good question.
Yes. I have to.
Yeah.
Cindy says, just made 2 kinds of keto chow fudge, peanut butter and chocolate.
You got to make the maple pecan, Cindy.
Okay. Love how you two took keto to Target. You made it look easy. Well, yeah, we're about to go back on Target again because I'm still fighting the 10 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm still fighting the 10 pounds. And we just had that discussion.
Yeah.
We were both talking about how it was like, okay, because she's having a little trouble too. Not I hate to put you out there.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
But she's having a little trouble too. And it's like, we were talking and it's like, well, we were looking at the things that we were doing during the journey, because when you're on the journey,
when you have a goal,
yes,
you want to hit that goal, right?
Which means going on walks.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, you never really waited for me. We hardly ever went on walks together. But the thing is before I would go on walks without her, and she would go on walks without me, and
because we made it a priority.
Yeah, because we made it a priority. Yeah. Now we're just eating. Like, we're not eating. It's not bad or anything like that. It's just, it's been very clean now for the last couple of weeks. Anyway, like totally. Mm-hmm. It's just nothing's moving because we are just eating exactly what it takes to sustain where we're unhappy. And I'm not saying that we need to change our eating habits at all. Yeah. We just need to go back to the moving of, when you go on a walk and you walk 200 calories off, it's not that much of a walk to, to do a little bit.
It doesn't really do anything like calorie wise, but it's still movement that we need.
Yes. And we've gotten in this rut of just being comfortable.
Yeah.
Which puts you in a rut. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying, like I said, 10 pounds is 10 pounds, and it's very easy to do. And, anyone knows that you could jump off the wagon and gain 10 pounds in just a matter of a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's also easy to be very lax and kind of watch where it's going. And
with the holidays coming back up, I'm ready to I'm ready to go back and drop down a little bit below my goal weight so that I can gain it back.
No, that's not what I want to do.
I do, because it's the holidays and I got fudge to eat. Yeah. Sorry.
If you guys haven't tried that Keto Chow fudge yet, it's quite good.
Here's a goal. I want to go below the goal so I can bounce back up to the goal.
Yeah.
For the holidays. It makes perfect sense in my head.
But yeah, it's definitely been different. It's almost kind of been just not as exciting. I mean, it's been comfortable, and it just feels like trying to grasp the normalcy of this is good. Like, it doesn't feel like a diet. It doesn't feel like we're trying to, like, we need new goals. I'm going to go in a circle, talk in a circle, and say, I feel like we need new goals of some sort.
Enjoy the journey, because the journey is actually more fun than the destination.
Mm-hmm. So
enjoy the journey. I mean, the destination, don't get me wrong, the destination's fun. But it's fun.
Aspect.
Yeah. As far as the weight, it's fun to see progress. And then once you stop, it's like, oh, now what? You know what I mean?
It reminds me of Autumn's talk that she did on the cruise about if you're not happy, if you're not happy then, you're not going to be happy then. Like,
correct. Because
so you've got to find something, I feel like, that just keeps you motivated to just stay on the road, If you're going forward, if you're going backwards or a little bit sideways, stay on the road. Right?
In Ohio, we call this pop. I have been doing something, because what happened is when I gave up smoking, I started drinking more pop. So what I've been doing is, I'm not telling myself that I can't have any pop.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing is every time I have one, I have to have one of these. So I'm including more water to the point that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm full. I'm not thirsty, but I'm going to enjoy the pop rather than strictly just live on the pop. So that's another thing I'm doing. And you know what? It's all, so I've had pop, since I was a kid. I mean, my mom loved pop, and I've drank pop my whole life. So I always said
we had Kool-Aid.
Which is worse? It's got to be, the Kool-Aid's got to be worse than the Diet Pop, but I don't know how much.
Yeah.
Neither are healthy choices.
Yeah.
And you know how bad it is that Crystal Light is like full of maltodextrin?
I know.
Of all the things, I used to love Crystal Light. Like, I wish I could have Crystal Light, but it's full of maltodextrin. It's awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Train. I don't know if you can hear, but train.
Yes. So they heard they have a mystery meat. Last year, the mystery meat won the best tasting meat. I wonder what the mystery meat was last week.
Hey, you never know. I brought that jerky we made Tuesday to work, and I had several people try it, and I said, you have to guess what it is. I'm not going to tell you what it is. And they were shocked that it was ground beef.
Shauna says, oh, mystery meat, I'd have to decline. And then she listed the Porking Good link and recipe for the Porking Good stuffing. Even my non-keto family likes it.
I'm going to have to do something, I think, this year for Thanksgiving.
Jamila says, I won't eat mystery meat. I every time I open a can of Vienna sausages, that's mystery meat. Brian says, let's not talk about cars. I hit a deer 3 weeks ago, and then the timing chain broke on my wife's car last Thursday.
That's rough stuff going through.
It is, especially if you if you don't have a backup car and you got to figure out how to go to work.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I get to work to pay for the car?
Yeah, exactly.
Barry says, Mom made the world's best stuffing inside the turkey. Lynn says, no mystery meat for me either.
Lynn, we missed you last weekend.
Mark says, I think insurance will cover varmint destruction.
I don't know. I hope so.
Where are we at? All right. Joyce says she's doing BBB and E for 90 days, but do keto on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah. If I was doing BBB and E, then I would have to do the same for the holidays.
Shauna says, you're right. Need to refocus what your goal is.
100%. 100%. Like I said, it's easy. It's so easy to get your mind wrapped around a primary goal, right? So when we started keto, our primary goal, I know a lot of people have a lot of different reasons, but our primary goal was to lose weight, right? And then other benefits, it was like, okay, we're here for more than that, right? But our primary goal was to lose weight. So we would do different challenges and do different things because we wanted to hit a goal that we had in our mind, right? And now that we're there, I almost feel like we're just that, like, okay, we did what we said we wanted to do, right? And we know it's going to fluctuate, but there's other goals. We've got to do other goals, like, more walks or anything. Even if it's little, it's still a goal, right? But,
and I don't know how much they say. They say that, like, when you give up, like smoking, they say that your metabolism slows down. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was the only time I ever quit. I don't know. I don't know, but I do know that, like the first week I'd lost quite a bit actually when I originally quit. And then like the next week I was up 5 pounds, and then the next week 5 pounds. And then it was like, oh crap, we're going on a cruise this week. And I'm already up 10 pounds. That was bad. Horrible, horrible timing.
Yeah. That's all right.
Danny's here. 30 minutes behind.
Danny, I was talking about you.
And you missed it.
Phil said you are not getting the dopamine hit from the scale anymore. You're 100% right. 100%.
Shauna said they had hose water. Out in California, I figured your hose water is like sparkling. Sparkling water probably comes out of the hoses out there, doesn't it?
That'd be nice.
Phil says, do the Nisha trick and mix pop with sparkling water.
Yeah. I do that sometimes at work. And it's not really like intentional, like I'm going to measure. It's more of I have sparkling water in my cup and it's low, so I'm going to add it.
Joyce says she's not had a pop in 11 and a half years. I don't miss it. I don't think that's ever going to happen for me.
I think I probably could.
You could?
Probably. It would just be hard because...
But you'd never have the fizz.
Because I really like Coke Zero.
Danny has another batch of jerky in the fridge to dehydrate tomorrow.
It was so good, Danny.
Jamila says, but Vienna sausages aren't pony. Brian says, it's all good, just a rough car stretch. Well, maybe you won't have to worry about it for a while. Sounds like you had enough car trouble to last at least a few years. Oh, Hookah's leaving. Good night. Allergies have been horrible. I'm starting to feel bad. Have a good rest of the week.
Bye, Hookah. Hookah. Now I'm saying Hookah.
I know. Donna's here. Hi, guys. Finally home from working a shutdown in northern Alberta. Man, oh man,
was it was cold. Ugh.
Yes.
Yes. No, thank you.
Shauna grew up in Washington State, though. Oh, well. So they do have sparkling water in the California hoses. Carrie says, I couldn't tell you the last time I had a soda. Well, Carrie, they make caffeine free.
Yeah.
They do.
But if you don't want it and you haven't had it, why go back? I wouldn't think that you would want to. And it's expensive, right?
Yeah. Shauna says, I think she might be making fun. Not sure I've ever had a pop.
That's funny.
Hose water.
Hose water.
Hose water. All right. Carrie says you should have heard when someone said they were drinking pop. And I said, what is that? And then they said it was soda.
See, a lot of people have not heard that.
I know. Cindy says we stop buying pop for the house. Only have it when we are out.
Yeah.
You know, I like to have it at the house and not have it when I'm out.
I get it. It makes it to be like a treat.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
So,
but
it does make sense.
In the end,
I'm
going to say it. I'm not going to give it up. Will I limit it so, drastically over time? I'm sure I probably will.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give it up. I've given up so much more that let me have this. Just let me have this.
But just like anything else, it's something that you would have to you would want that for you.
What?
You would have to want that for you.
I don't want that for me.
That's what I'm saying. So you can lead the horse to water, but can't make it drink, right?
Right. Someone says, "Oh, if you quit drinking pop now, you could live an extra 6 months." I don't know if I'd want to without pop.
He's horrible.
It is what it is. How much time did I save by quitting smoking?
We'll see.
Compromise. Jonna said, just bought a side of beef. God love my butcher. He cut and packaged it for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Barry says, without caffeine and diet pop, just as well drink water. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's the fizzy. You know what? If I get rid of the soda, okay?
Yeah, you could drink.
Can I just at least have seltzer water? I like the fizzy.
Yeah.
I like the bubbles.
You could.
That's what it is.
Brian Doyle said it's soda pop up here in the land of the burners.
I don't know what that means. Is that like the burners drink? The ginger ale, maybe?
That's what I'm going with. That's what I thought when I read it.
Is Burners ginger ale?
Yeah.
Is it?
It is ginger ale.
Huh.
Yeah. Now you're making me doubt myself.
Joyce says you leave it in the car for a long time and pop it goes. It definitely does, especially in the winter.
Especially in Florida, right?
Shauna says,
or winter, yeah.
In the freezer. Shauna, I knew you had one. I knew you had one. Angie says, I like it, but not the chemicals.
Yeah.
Jonna says, I like my electrolytes.
Yeah, that's good too.
Bubbly.
Mm-hmm.
I love electrolytes. I like the Keto Chow, just the plain, unflavored, salty electrolytes.
Yeah.
I love the way it tastes.
Yep. And how many of you will admit that you tried the Relight Lemon Lime Pixie Stick?
All right. Question. Do you feel people treat you different since you lost the weight?
Yes.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I feel like people... Okay, I definitely feel a difference.
Not people in general, but yes. And it's not because of weight or anything like that. I almost feel like sometimes people are like, they don't want to offend me, like for eating something that I wouldn't eat, like eating something in front of me that might be something that I wouldn't eat. Does that make sense? Like, oh, I didn't ask you to go out to dinner with us because I didn't think you did that. Does that make sense? Like treated differently in that way. Does that make sense? Like even at church, like Lisa had said, I'm sorry if this bothers you eating this in front of you. It's like, you don't have to apologize to me. Like just treat it differently in that way. And then like last week, somebody at church brought crustless little mini quiches, and we felt like
all right. So yeah.
You can go ahead and
say. So I feel like they knew that we were keto. So we were at this class and they remind, like when we walked in, they're like, hey, there's mini quiches in there. And it's like, well, we really didn't plan on eating, but I feel like they brought these in because of us. Like it's normally cookies and cakes, but this week we had mini quiches since you guys are here. So it's like we had to eat them. Unfortunately, inside of them, it had potatoes. So like they don't even get it. They don't get it. So I'm sitting there eating like, oh,
yeah,
this is not what the cheat I had in mind. Not to mention the fact that I didn't want to eat it anyway. I just felt like I had to because it was pretty obvious. It seemed like that someone made it for us.
It was so sweet. It was so sweet.
Oh,
hey, Dustin did make it. You should feel bad now talking all that crap about him.
I know. I even said you had bad hair. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Jamla says I like to take A&W single serve packets and add to Perrier. See, I might not be fancy, but I can say fancy words. Dustin just woke up from a good
wonder
coma.
Why, Dustin.
I bet you're tired of walking.
Oh, yeah. That can do it.
Carrie said had some funds left over after paying property tax and finally have food in the fridge. For a long time, it was just eggs or eggs and liver. I got 2 big bottles of seltzer water.
Yum.
Yum to the seltzer water?
I love eggs too, but not the liver. I'm sorry, Carrie. I can't do the liver.
Dustin's out in Disney.
Not yucking your yum. For me.
Dustin's out in Disney and he's...
I know, food coma. I hope you're having so much fun. I want to go to Disney too.
All right, where are we at?
We got highs.
Barry says, try Element and sparkling water. Just be careful opening it.
Yeah.
I'm still not the biggest Element fan.
I like certain flavors.
I'm still not. For every flavor that they have that I like, there's one that I don't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I get it, but I like the different flavors of different brands.
Looks like the Palestinian person keeps saying free Palestine. Unfortunately, they're deleted because I'm Team Israel. Sorry.
Joanna said, you clicked on it and couldn't read it. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I had friends do that to me, not invite me or let me know they were going out because they thought I'd say no. It kind of hurt my feelings to be left out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you were talking about your experiences about losing. I don't know if people treat me different or if I think they treat me different because I have more confidence. So there's so many more times that I talk to people, whereas I wouldn't have in the past. You know, I would have just walked by someone and thought, yeah, they're probably making fun of me.
Yeah.
Well, now I can talk to them, and I don't really think that anymore.
No. So it could have been all just a personal,
I'm sure
whole self-confidence.
I'm sure it wasn't all, you know what I mean? Like something happened, you know, my confidence didn't just go bad. I mean, my confidence was beat down over time to the point that I had no confidence. So there was things that actually caused that because, you know, I mean, if you have a really big person and no one's ever said anything, they're going to have all the confidence in the world, you know?
Well, you think, I mean, it can go both ways. I think it just really depends on the person.
Dustin says his feet does hurt.
No, he should have got the Hokas.
Dustin at Play says Joe should plan a Disney trip after the cruise with 2KK. Carrie says got some ground meat, over 10 pounds.
Awesome.
I cooked some brisket and I will cook the pork belly tomorrow. I have some hot dogs and ham from church.
Yum.
Joanna's waiting for Element tonight, trying chocolate caramel for the first time.
I saw they came out with that, but I'm not a fan of the chocolate Element, so I don't think I'd be a fan of the chocolate caramel.
I might like it. I just didn't like I don't think I like the chocolate salt, and I definitely don't like any of the spicy flavors.
Well, that's chocolate caramel salt, dear.
There was just chocolate salt.
Yeah. Which you didn't like.
But isn't chocolate caramel something different?
It's salt.
It's not caramel?
No.
Then why does it say caramel?
It's chocolate caramel salt.
Well, I like caramel and chocolate. And salt.
I feel like this is over.
I don't understand.
Over your head. It's still salt though.
Joyce says, I only like the strawberry Element. I don't think I've ever had the strawberry Element.
I like the citrus and I like the watermelon. Or not the citrus. That's Relay that I like. I like the watermelon and the raspberry element.
Jackie says, haven't read your... Sorry. She's talking to Dustin. Joyce says, I mean
yes,
watermelon.
Watermelon.
Shauna needs to reboot. Be right back.
BRB.
And yeah, Dustin says, good flavor.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Watermelon.
Michelle
is good.
says, are you guys going to Alaska 2025? I got my $100 deposit in.
We have not done a deposit. We are not going to do a deposit. We are going to wait and get more info before we.
Yeah, I want to get more info. If it's too expensive, I'm just, I mean.
And the reason I don't want to personally, I don't know about him, but we want to plan something for 2024, some kind of a family vacation of some sort. So that takes precedence over 2025 for now. For now, doesn't mean we won't put a deposit when we get more info, but for now.
So yeah, I don't know what's going on. I know that this might sound stupid.
Yeah.
Anytime I've ever heard someone say that they were going on an Alaskan cruise, I've never been jealous.
I do want to go. So
I don't know.
There's going to be so many of our friends going on this one.
I get it.
Too.
I get it. But I also live it up where we live with the weather that we have. There's not many vacations where I go somewhere north.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just have a hard time. Figuring that out.
But I'll talk him into it.
Shauna says, I personally like a warm vacation better.
Yeah.
What do? You're like, oh, I'm going to get my vacation jacket. It shouldn't have a jacket on vacation.
Okay, I will say this. Even the cruise in Mexico, there were several days I wore a jean jacket because it was kind of chilly. So, yeah. And I'm sure the cruise would have heat on the boat.
Joyce says, come to Florida. And Barry says, if we go to Disney, we could stay there.
Yay. I want to go to Disney.
Jamie says it's warm in Alaska in the summer.
See? It's not cold like you think.
I know, but I just can't imagine no beach. Unless we take Danny. If Danny goes, there'll be a beach.
You're silly. You're silly.
Yes. Sharon says, I put the Element chocolate caramel in my coffee. It's good.
I've heard a lot of people say that. And maybe I need to try it again. It's been a while. Maybe I should try it again. You think?
Do we have any?
Yeah. I think we do.
Do we have any of the chocolate?
Do they come in the little...
Can you take the salt out of it?
No.
Can we just have chocolate?
No.
All right. Carrie says, I had a good joke when a customer said they couldn't find the chili beans. I said they were covered up with a blanket since they were chilly. And she laughed.
That's cute. That's adorable. We're caught up.
We are caught up. And I don't, what do we say now? Do we start back at the beginning?
Yeah. Jackie, I don't know if I properly said hello, but hello, Jackie, and I hope you're doing well. And James is a butt, and that's from you.
They're out Pokemon hunting.
Okay.
They're hunting Pokemon. Hey, we got 87. There's 87 people watching me drink Diet Mountain Dew.
Terrible. Shauna said, say hi to Noah. I will, Shauna.
Dustin misses all of us. Luz, you
made it.
Luz, I hope you're feeling better.
I do. And I have been praying for you daily, Luz.
Luz had
I have not forgotten about you.
The tinnitus, whatever you call it.
The word that we don't know how to pronounce.
The ringing in the ear. How's that going? Let us know how that's going.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's gone.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Say hi to Noah. Dustin misses us all.
We miss you too, Dustin.
Just discovered the organic seasoned salt from Redmond Real Salt. Love that stuff.
Good.
Gonna always use the RSK link for it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, the seasoned salt.
That is that and the garlic pepper. If you have not tried that, those are my two absolute favorites. And I will say their Wasachi steak seasoning is really good too.
You know what? I don't think I like that.
The Wasachi?
I don't like the Wasachi.
Really?
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. But then again, I didn't like Montreal steak.
Uh-huh.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Is the Wasachi...
Yes, you can ask me a question.
Is the Wasachi the same as Montreal steak? Is that their version of Montreal steak?
I think so.
Because I didn't like Montreal steak a long time ago.
I did.
Instantly when I tried the Wasachi, I was like, I feel like this is just Montreal steak called something cool.
It's so good.
I don't like that kind of stuff.
It's so good. But the garlic pepper is probably right up there with the seasoning, just the organic seasoning salt. Delicious.
Lou says, if I eat good and have no stress, I'm better.
Yes.
Well, there you go. Eat good all the time. What more motivation do you need to eat good than feeling good?
Mm-hmm. That's awesome, though. That is awesome, and it's wonderful to hear.
Dustin says needs to get into the pool. It's heated and warm.
Oh, shut your face, Dustin.
Dustin.
I'm joking.
Dustin, we don't like you right now. You have a heated pool.
Right.
Dustin says, just seeing the granddaughter enjoying so much
just
stuff.
Just living your best life. Yep.
Dustin's probably sitting over there with like a honey bun, like, you go have fun.
Stop. He's in Disney with his grandbaby.
I know.
You know he's happy.
If I was in Disney, I would be watching Dustin play while I ate all the desserts.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
You know, right now I have a picture of,
Yeah.
I have a picture like in my mind of Dustin being like Patrick from SpongeBob. Like, eating.
Disney has so many, but Joe and Rachel have a lot of videos of all the different options and stuff going there. So
would you eat off plan if you were at Disney?
I would probably have planned, unplanned meals.
Like the things that they're known for.
Maybe. It would really have to be something that I really, really, really wanted.
Angie says, I love Montreal steak seasoning.
Then I feel like it's very similar. The Redmond's Wasachi steak, but it's good. It's really good.
Jamie says both ways of saying tinnitus are correct.
Oh, really?
Joanna loves the penguin. He's too cute to stand in the corner. No one puts baby in the corner. That was, in case you didn't know, that was the first gift that Emily ever got me when we first met.
Yeah.
And he's dirty and probably stinky.
And old.
But I love him. He's a beanie baby, too.
Yeah. He is.
Jamila loves Montreal steak. And Dustin says she rode Rise of the Resistance with us and was asking if we really went to space and why they were shooting at us.
That's adorable. That's so adorable.
I would have nightmares if I went into space and was being shot at.
Oh, it's so cute. It's so adorable.
Joanna has terrible tinnitus. It's worse in my ear that has the highest hearing loss. Look, Cindy says she has tinnitus also. You like how I keep rotating it back and forth between which one I say?
They're both right.
Tinnitus and tinnitus.
Yeah. It's awful.
You are so right.
I've
Eating
never
right
had
sure helps.
Tinnitus, but I've had lots of earaches, and so just the constant ringing, it just sounds awful to me.
Dustin says lots of coffee and Coke Zero. That sounds like me on the cruise.
Yeah.
I think I drank soda the entire time.
Yeah, me too.
Because when you buy the package, you feel like you have to.
Yeah, you do. Or I did anyway.
Luz is taking the granddaughter to Disney on the 8th of November.
Oh, that's wonderful.
My grandma never took me nowhere. I've been gypped.
My grandma had like 40 some grandkids.
So you didn't go either?
No. Yeah.
Well, this is crap.
Yeah. No.
Shauna says I'm cold. Maybe it's time for an evening pot of coffee.
I've never been one to do the evening coffee.
I like coffee in the evening. I don't know why. There's something about it. I like it and I can sleep.
And another in the winter when it gets colder, that's usually when I like my iced coffee. I prefer it more as it gets cooler out than in the summer, which is odd, I know.
Dustin says that they saw stormtroopers and she hid because she's a good guy and they were bad guys.
Oh.
Dustin, explain to her that they can't shoot. They would never hit her. They're the worst shots ever. They miss. Oh. And Joanna says it's horrible, or Lou says
sounds awesome.
The sound's always there.
Sounds awful.
Jamie says we had 4 suitcases total to move, and my hubby snuck in the stuffed hedgehog I bought him. So sweet.
Aww.
We only had 4 suitcases total to move.
Oh.
Next time we move, I would like to just leave out with just 4 suitcases. Let's see what really means something. Other than the furniture, just 4 suitcases. That's it.
No.
Because then you would know what you really liked.
I do know. You seem to forget.
I know you take me. I'm not one.
You're not going to fit in the suitcase.
I'm not one of the suitcases. You can take me too.
Yeah.
And the suitcases.
You're not going to fit.
What if we each got 4 suitcases? You don't think you could fit all your possessions that you care about the most in 4 suitcases?
I know I could. I've started over twice. So I know.
Shauna's grandparents took her to Disneyland for her 18th birthday.
That's so sweet. I love that.
Barry's not had tinnitus, but I have had tendinitis.
Yeah, I haven't had that either. And I've heard that's not very.
Dustin says we've been telling them, go away if you want. You have to say, we're not the droids they're looking for. She's like, I'll just hide.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh.
All right.
That is so adorable, Dustin. Aww.
Joanna says, I've downsized 4 times in 2 years. I threw everything out. 42 years of stuff gone. I feel lighter, less stress.
Yeah.
That's true. Because I feel like
we downsize like every week pretty much.
We do?
Yeah, because somebody in our house is like really OCD about like stuff and everything having to have a place. And if it doesn't have a place, then it needs to go.
If everything has to have a place, why would you want something that doesn't have a place? They like
to get rid of stuff quite often. Just somebody in our house.
It's 8:03.
Yeah.
So we've already been on for an hour.
Yeah.
And we have 85 people watching.
Yeah. We love you guys.
All right. So the regular scheduled program is now over. And I personally would like to say a few things about my relationship with God right now.
Okay.
Speaking of OCD.
Okay.
All right, you guys, we love you and we want you to have a good night, but I'm going to talk for a minute. And if you want to hang around, you can. Otherwise, have a wonderful night.
We love you guys.
All right. So speaking of OCD.
Okay.
So since we started going to church this year, do you think I've gotten better?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right. I was just thinking that because I know that, okay, so sometimes when I get excited, I know I get twitchy still. But I don't think that, I think since I've surrendered everything to God, I feel like that I've been take it all. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like I used to worry about everything and have to like micromanage and control everything.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that way no more.
Yeah. You don't feel the stress of the little things that would get to you. Before.
Yeah. And earlier on, I don't even know if you know this, but I used to have like this obsession where I would actually go in and I would like check the stove and I'd have to look at each knob and I'd have to check it so many times.
And check your wallet 3 times.
And check my wallet 3 times. Now I'm like, you know what? If I lose everything, it is what it is. It ain't going to change anything.
Yeah. Now, do you think, is this something that you've prayed about or no?
A little bit, but I think I've prayed about that. I think I've prayed about that off and on my whole life because all right, so just in case you guys don't know, whoever's still here, 81. And I would have always considered myself a Christian. But I think that 90% of the people in the world probably, or in our country at least, would probably say, oh, yeah, I'm Christian. Without, any change of anything. You know what I mean? But, at the beginning of this year, I just started listening to podcasts because I've never been much for music. So I started listening just to some podcasts and stuff. And I found some Christian podcasts. And then I started going from Christian podcast to another Christian podcast to Christian radio to let's listen to a church service. Let's go to church to, you know what, this world sucks and I'll just give it up and give it all to God. And my whole life has completely changed.
Yeah. In the best way possible.
In the best way possible. Because I don't have any, right now, literally, I talk to people and they're like, well, what do you think's going to happen? And we're going to war and this and this and this. And I am at absolute perfect peace. Don't care when I go to bed tonight. I mean, of course, I'd miss my family and whatever, but if I never open my eyes again, I'm completely happy and know that I'm going to wake up in a much better place.
Because of the stresses and the anxiety that people have and whatnot. There was actually some wall art that I saw where it says, it's just a sign and it says, give it to God and go to bed. Because what are the worries going to change,
Yeah. So anyway, just so I mean, my life is so much better. And I believe that it all started when I took 2020 was, I've said this before, 2020 was the worst year, absolutely the worst year of my life. Yeah. Not only that, but when I finally did get this stupid, thing, I finally did get sick. Wow. Just as soon as I got sick, my mom even died. So I couldn't even go plan her funeral. 2020 was just the worst. Yeah. Because I was quarantined. Yeah. So that's when I realized that we all realized that something had to change.
It wasn't just that. It was your mom was a wonderful woman of God. Okay. And she would remind you and us daily how, that she prays for us daily. And when she passed, it was kind of one of those things where each of us really need prayer from others. That's important. And when somebody passes like that, without a shadow of doubt that they were praying for you every day. Now they're gone.
It's what do you do now? Yeah. Who's going to pray for me? Yeah. It's I guess I have to.
Yeah. So I think that played a big part too.
Yeah.
The thought of that.
In case you're wondering why we're talking about this, I had it put on my heart just to mention something. And it's one of them things that so we don't really make anything from YouTube. I mean, it pays for its software and,
it supports itself.
Yes. But it is time consuming. And it's one of them things. It's I want to do, because my life has been changed since I've rededicated to Jesus, I want to do something. And so in order for me to continue feeling like I can take time out of my day for this channel, it has to produce something
to give glory to God.
Absolutely. So that's what this is for. That's why I waited until after 8:00 so that we had the, it just, that way we did our show and anybody who wanted to hang around, which thank goodness, 83, we only lost a couple.
But we feel so much love in our hearts, and we want to be able to hopefully be a blessing to somebody else and be able to share his love with you.
So anyway, it's just very important to me. And there was just something all this year. And, none of us, we didn't go to church. Every one of us would have said we're Christian, but we didn't go to church. Yeah. And now we me and her
prioritize.
And there's so much to be said. Noah was a really good C student.
Yeah.
And since we started going to church now, Noah made the honor roll for the first time
ever.
And Noah, I have felt like Noah was behind his entire life, because when he started kindergarten, when he started kindergarten, he had the same problem Emily had. He couldn't hear. We didn't know that he couldn't hear.
Yeah.
But he couldn't hear. So he was like automatically a semester behind, because while they were given, teaching them how to read, because they do that in kindergarten now.
Right.
They fully know how to read at the end of kindergarten.
Yeah.
Noah wasn't hearing the signs, and he just wasn't saying anything. Yeah. Like, he wasn't hearing the sounds of the what each letter made. So he didn't know.
Yeah.
So, he's in 7th grade now. And this is like the first year that he's caught up. Like, he's been behind ever since, and it's gotten a little bit better, and a little bit better. But this year he excelled. And I believe it all has to do, I believe it's all God. I don't believe any of it's
whether, you got
Shauna says, I'm sorry, I said I know I wasn't going to, but this caught me that Shauna says he was so excited to tell me that at KPO. I was so proud of him.
Yeah.
Because
and he should be so super proud of himself.
Yeah, because
he's done amazing. So he's doing amazing this year.
If you've ever helped a kid who's struggling in school, like, he literally would cry. Yeah. Not only would he cry, I would literally cry, because it's like, why can't I explain this to this kid
in a way that he can understand?
Yeah, how? Because we had a barrier, a total communication barrier. It's like,
Right. But I will say this in hindsight, finding, what is the YouTuber that you started watching about keto first?
I've started watching Thomas DeLauer.
Okay. So finding Thomas DeLauer and in turn finding
Hi, Sharon.
Dr. Barry and finding all the information about this. And in hindsight, it's so amazing how everything can meticulously be placed in our paths. That God places these things, this information and knowledge and people in our lives that can help mold us and help us through our journeys. And our journeys aren't just about food, but it's about ourselves and our spirituality, spirituality, and just always striving to do better every day. Right.
And,
being encouragers to one another, regardless.
Going back to 2020, I believe that God used keto in 2021 to make, like, my worst year better. But there's so many other things too, if I was still, morbidly obese, I don't even know if I'd have had the confidence to have, when we went to church, to walk up and kneel down at the altar. I just don't think I would have.
Yeah.
Because you always have that voice that says, they're laughing at you.
I still do. I still do sometimes. But yeah, definitely. For sure.
Anyway, in a world with total chaos, Jesus offers complete peace. And he says that, whoever calls on the name of the Lord will be saved, and his name is Jesus. And you guys have a wonderful night.
We love you.
And if you need prayer, if you want to talk to us, our email is down below, and you can always add us on Facebook.
Yeah.
You guys have a great night.